minding my business, what does that look like in terms of growth, changing, like healing yourself?
Yeah.
What do you think
Ooh.
that? What do you think that would look like?
The word, I think we kind of touched on it in our first episode. The word that comes to mind is loneliness, and how that factors in the process of minding your business.
So feel like it's lonely to mind your business, or do you feel like people leave you lonely, or do you feel like you are just lonely minding your business?
Can we vote for all of the above?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we can vote for all of them. We
All
absolutely
of
can.
you. Yeah, I think it has to be a lonely process to some extent. And I say that because if it's not, and you take people along with you, then there's always that escape option. Whereas if you have a goal in mind, so let's back up, right? So if we're defining minding your business as tending to you and your stuff, then that sort of speaks to it being a lonely process, or some loneliness as an aspect of it. And having people with you gives you the option to escape into what they're doing. So then you sort of get a cop out of the work.
So you're saying, like, from the standpoint of when you are doing some healing or work, you have to. There are some parts where you got to be alone, and by not, we choose to keep people around so that we don't have to do the work. Is what you're saying. Sometimes.
Yep.
Okay.
I will co-sign that.
Okay. I mean, I can definitely see that. And then I think it's timing, right? Because I think along the process of minding your business, you do have the lonely parts, and then you also have the parts where you need support to get through them. So it's like a up and down, like a mountain and a valley, I guess is kind of, because sometimes even in my own journey, trying to overcome stuff, it took having other people, but supportive people. Let me be specific. Some of y'all have raggedy people, and that's okay. But
Wait, have what people? What was that word?
some people, I'm just saying the truth. Some people got raggedy people in their life. Like, I'm not the person to hold my tongue on that. Some people have raggedy people. I see the raggedy people. I see the people who have raggedy people on my timeline on social media. I do. I'm not gonna lie.
I should have brewed some tea instead of this cold water in my cup.
I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just being honest. Like, you've seen it. Like, you see those posts and they say stuff like, don't tell nobody your good stuff because they really just want to see you down. And all I be thinking is, who are your friends and who are the people in your life that make you feel like you got to celebrate alone? So that's why I'm saying people got raggedy people. I've never felt that way about the people in my life. I feel like everything I do, they want to celebrate it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what's going on in their life. So, but I know that the people in my life helped me tend my business, but there were lonely parts of it, obviously. But I think you make a valid point when you say we use people as scapegoats. Like your coping skill, like, hey girl, let me tend to my friend over here who always got relationship issues, even though I got my own issues, but it's easier because I know her and Twan ain't about to be together. So let me do that instead.
Definitely. So true.
So I can see that. Do you remember that? Have you ever used people? I mean, not like that. I don't want people to think you're a user, but have you ever used people to escape doing your own work, like so that you didn't have to pay attention to you?
What? Yeah, of course. Yeah. And don't let me meet someone who is talking about the exact same thing that I'm dealing with. And I give them feedback, suggestion, whatever, to help them in their situation, but I don't take my own advice or my own feedback. So I will sit in and process and confront and call out discrepancies and all that in what they're sharing with me. But when I look in the mirror, nope, we're not touching my stuff because my friend tomorrow gonna need to talk about it again tomorrow, and that's what we're gonna do.
And so what do you think that does or has done to you? Like when you have kind of like used people as a coping mechanism?
Ooh, what? One-sided relationships. One-sided relationship allowed me to keep a lot of myself in this box and not having to open up and share and expose. There's that word again. Myself to them. Right? Yeah. I think that's the biggest part, being able to keep so much of me to myself and not having to share it with somebody else. I think that's the benefit or the blessing, if you will, in using people as a coping strategy to avoid your own shit. I mean stuff.
You already said shit. It's fine. I said it again. It's cool. But so basically, but have you ever found yourself not able to work on anything, even if you still haven't, because you have used people so much that even you are kind of like burnt out on it, even though you never dealt with your version of it, if that makes sense?
Like I get tired of hearing about me?
Like for instance, like yes, and so you've heard it so much that you're like, I don't need to deal with this inside of me because I don't want to hear another word about anything related. Like a trigger. That's the word everybody like to use these days. Trigger. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, then it becomes like, oh, I don't want to be her friend no more because all she talk about is this and that. So not only did I not share my own stuff, not only did I not confront and deal with my own issues, but I also put this all on this friend because I still don't want to deal with my own shit.
So then you use people and throw them back, is what you say?
Girl, I guess I told you.
Like, thank you for cleaning this up. Is that what you're doing to the people?
Bye. Yeah. And then finally it comes to this moment where you're like, Bree, you can't keep running. Right? You gotta look in the mirror.
Okay. That makes sense. I can see that. So when you are working on yourself and you have people that are easy blocks, but then I feel like that version that you're saying is more like you are actively seeking out to kind of, you know what I mean, to ignore your problems. But then I feel like there's also the piece where other people just cause you. No, let me not say that because it sounds like I'm blaming them, and that's not what I'm going for. You gotta be careful with words. People run with them. I guess I want to say that people sometimes can become a barrier, whether intentional or not, to you minding your own business. Like I think about something simple, like real simple and not big. But obviously I have locks now, but I was natural like a long time before it was popular. And I remember my hair was just wild and big. And I was going to like work or something, a new job I started, and I was walking that house. And my mom was like, what you gonna do to your hair? And I know she didn't mean it offensively, and it came more from her time period. But it was like, even in that moment, I had already made the decision that hair is maybe not be that big of a deal to other people, right? But I had already made the decision that this was something I was doing for me, right? I wanted to be natural. I wanted my hair to be healthy, whatever. But you can't act like what people say don't matter to you. So it hit. Of course, I'm a jerk. I'm a certified jerk, probably. So I was like, okay, girl, I said I'm going to work. But inside, there's still this piece of like, people don't agree with me. People don't like what I'm doing. People who are close to me, a person who cares about me who wants better for me. So obviously if they're saying something to me, then it must have some worth. And so even though that's a small thing, it's like in that moment, I could have went and probably straightened my hair or cut my hair if I really felt that way. And at that point, I'm doing something against what I actually want to do because I'm not minding my business, meaning I'm too busy worrying about her business and how she's reacting to me versus me and how I was feeling. So I think about stuff like that. Like sometimes people are hindering, they're not even trying to, but we're so used to pleasing people, we don't know how to tend to us without feeling a certain way.
We don't know how to tend to us. I like that.
Yeah, because self-care just got major now as far as media, like masses, but people don't teach you how to tend to yourself other than like responsibilities, right? Like wash your butt, go to work, brush your teeth.
Not wash your butt.
You know what I know about some of these people. You don't seen the internet. People just discovered rags. Like we far from clean, but I'm just being honest. Like you're not taught to tend to yourself. You're not taught to think outside of the box that you've been placed in.
Okay. So then maybe that brings us to like the next point, right? Because we were talking about minding your business and how that process can be lonely, how we might use people to avoid our own stuff. So then if we're not taught to think outside of this box, then are we saying that being comfortable is easy?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Is being comfortable easy?
Tell the people. I see the expression, but they can't see it. So
is being comfortable easy? I'm gonna say yes and no. Okay. I think me and you've talked about it before in just regular conversation. And I always say like, we take the why out of easy. So why am I doing this? Why am I feeling this way? Why? And so we want to just feel ease. But I think comfort is not really easy so much as familiar. That's it. That's all it is. It's kind of like, okay, so just to be like a little more lighthearted, that's like if you've been eating your mama's potato salad or macaroni, you're like, this is good, and then somebody bring you some other one, you're like, wait a minute, my mama's ain't that good no more. But it was familiar. You just and you get used to familiar things that are familiar, so it feels comfortable. Not out of it's easy. It's out of It's easy in the sense of I don't have to think as hard because change takes thinking. Because every time you do something that's out of your current character, you have to think about that. Because most of our stuff is habitual. People don't want to admit that, but most of the stuff is habitual. Just like if I said, "Hey girl, how you doing?" You'll be like, "Fine," and you. And I might not even actually have said how you doing. I might have just said something else, but it's like a repeated dialect that we go back and forth every day with people. So that's why I think being comfortable is not necessarily easy as much as it don't take as much brain work.